My name is Rachel Batts. My major is Child Development and Human Resources with a concentration in Family Studies. I am 26 years old. United Citizens studying USCIS. United Citizens Immigration Status. It varies, doesn't it? I mean, I don't think there's a set time, but I'm going to say years. I know that it is very hard.
Okay.
It's 100 questions. It is a civics test, and there is an English test. You have to answer 6 questions out of 100, so you have to study the entire test because you don't know which 6 they're going to ask, and I probably would fail it. The 14th Amendment.
Okay.
Mississippi River.
Yeah, good.
Really?
Yeah, you know.
My name is Yao. I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa. Yeah, I think like when you become a citizen, you have like a little more opportunities than when you're not, and you also become like kind of free to do a lot of things that a lot of Americans do. First, well, my dad and everyone, they're already a citizen, so when I came here, I was a permanent resident, which means that I have to live here for 5 years before I become a citizen. So after 5 years, that was this year, I became a citizen. First, I had to pay, I think, $680 for the forms and stuff like that, and then you will get a letter to go to your biometrics where the fingerprint and stuff like that. And after that, it was set up interview. The interview is like 100 questions kind of book you have to study, and then they will ask you 10 of them, and after at least you get like 7 of them right. And if you do that, then you'll be able to go for immigration. For some reason, I felt kind of relieved because, well, first I was a permanent resident, and I mean, I could do a lot of things, but then if you're a citizen, especially when you're applying for other stuff, they ask whether you're a citizen or permanent resident. And most of the times, if you're a citizen, you get like the higher chances of doing things than other people. So I felt kind of like relieved over at that point. And also, like when you get your passport, like, well, I'm from Ghana, to travel to other places, like you're gonna need a lot of money and then visa to every place. But I think one opportunity if you have an American passport is you can travel to a lot of European countries without a visa, and I think that's also a great opportunity. And also as a student, becoming a citizen also open a lot of doors for you to get like jobs and other stuff as well. My process was pretty much straight away. It wasn't any stressful at all. I didn't encounter any problem. But I think other people do, you know, especially when you go and you don't pass the interview test and stuff like that, you have to go through all the process again. And if you have like a busy schedule, stuff like that, it kind of makes it hard for you to, you know, live up to that expectations. When you have families who are already citizens, everything kind of moves smoothly for you, to really suffer or have any problem at all.
Okay, my dad, his name is Pablo. He came from Mexico. He came from Mexico when he was 15 years old. He is now 48, so he's been here for quite a long time. Once he came into Mexico, he did come in as an immigrant to work, do farm work. So he ended up in North Carolina, Fairmont, North Carolina, which is big for tobacco. So he worked in a tobacco warehouse ever since he's been here. Of course, he finally got like his green card. So he had his green card for a while. 3 years ago, he got his citizenship. So he had to travel up to Raleigh with my mom, and he's been studying for it for like 2 months, because he had to write in English, which he already does, speak in English, and he had to know some United States history. But once he got in there, they gave him a test, and it had a sentence up there. He couldn't really recall the sentence, but he knows just one sentence that he had to write in English. And then after that, they asked him questions about United States history. It was 3 questions. When they gave him the book, the pamphlet to study, it had like 20 to 50 questions up there, and they could ask him any one, so he had to know mostly all of them. So he answered the 3 questions, and then he had to say a sentence in English. And after he did that, he had to go back, and they kind of like reevaluated the process. And then after that, they gave him his citizenship. And they gave him a little flag, so he has pictures and things like that. Once he got his citizenship, he has a full-time job with benefits, which pays really well. He never had benefits before in his life, no 401k, no anything like that, because he wasn't a citizen. He was an immigrant, and he still had his green card. So once he got his citizenship, he was able to get a job with benefits and things like that. He likes to hunt now, so he's been wanting to hunt, but not legally because he couldn't get a gun. He had to be a U.S. citizen so he could get a gun. The funny thing about it is, right after he got his citizenship, we have a American flag pole in our front yard that's waving, and he changes it out all the time. I know it got damaged once, and he was just devastated about it, so he bought it.
My name is Marisol Garcia Sandoval. I'm a junior at East Carolina University. I'm Mexican, and my major is psychology and a minor in drug and alcohol abuse. I came to the United States when I was 5 years old, and I didn't start my immigration process until I was 10 because the wait was just so long. I think my parents submitted my application when I was like 8 years old, and I was finally able to become a resident at the age of 10, and I had to be 18 to become a U.S. citizen. So once I turned 18, I submitted my application for citizenship, and it wasn't actually until I turned 19 that I received my citizenship. They only asked me 10 questions. We had to study a set of 100 questions, and they only asked us 10 questions, which is simple civics. But however, a lot of the population, like, you know, a typical American doesn't even know the answer. So we studied. My mother also studied, and she doesn't know English that well, but it's just amazing to see for her to study something and to actually pass an exam. So it was awesome. I just feel like there are a lot of people that submit applications, and it's just a really, really long process, and it just takes a long time. I mean, when my dad got his citizenship, he waited, I think, like 3 years before his application was even reviewed. I just feel like there's just such a large amount of people trying to obtain citizenship legally, and it just takes a long time. I definitely get more financial aid than I did my freshman year, which is amazing. I'm eligible for some scholarships because prior to coming to ECU, I was not eligible for certain scholarships because one of the requirements, it may not be like big for some people, but for me, I would see have to be a U.S. citizen, and I would just automatically be like, I can't even apply for this. When I got my citizenship, I just felt extremely relieved. I don't know exactly why. I mean, I had legal status, but just being a citizen just brings about much more benefits. And I just felt like I was finally accepted, and I was actually like American. So that was just one of the happiest things. And me and my mom actually got our citizenship together, so that was like an awesome experience, just because we both got it at the same time. So that was awesome.